Clinton Jaws, please like this video. It's the only thing I care about. Real Time with Bill Maher. I'm watching him last night. I get a kick out of Bill Maher. Okay, I know where he leans, but sometimes his comments, his statements, he hits it out of the park. And then other times it's like, where are you coming from, dude? But the man, his comedy is right up there with the best. His wit, I wish I had his wit. And when Gavin Newsom comes on, right away, Bill, just boom, boom, boom. I'm actually laughing out loud, and I don't normally laugh out loud.
Gavin Newsom.
If the next president of America is not a conservative, you're looking at the new president of the United States. And that's a little scary. This is priceless.
Great.
God bless you.
Always do. I appreciate you. Well, first of all, always appreciating this is a California show. We've been in this building since 1996. But let's talk about what's important. My roof.
Your roof.
My roof.
Is this the solar? Is this, we're back to the solar?
After the fire.
It's always about the solar.
After the fire,
yes, Bill.
New roof, they suggested, get the stuff that's not, okay. 2 inspections I needed to have. Why? It's my roof. If it falls on my head, that's my problem.
Yeah.
That's it?
That's it.
That's just a statement.
No, that's my question. Why do I need 2 inspections, which I have to pay for?
Yeah.
Now, when you were here last time, we talked about regulations. You said, oh, it's a completely new day.
Well, no, wait.
That's a quote from you. Completely new day.
Well, I mean,
you said you were working on it.
By the way, and last week you had Ezra Klein on, which was incredibly important. He wrote a book called Abundance, which really lays out a very condemning picture of liberal governance in this country and the fact that we are process-focused and not outcome-focused. And you're a demonstrable example of that as relates to what you've tried to do with your damn roof for the last 15 years. So it's our job to eliminate as many of those thickets and
How's that going, though?
as possible. Let's make it nice and simple.
I'm sure you're tired of talking about the high-speed rail, but it was passed in 2000. In 2019, you said, let's be real, the current project as planned would cost too much, respectfully take too long.
Yep.
Right now, there simply isn't a path to get from Sacramento to San Diego. Well, there's a path. It's the highway. Let alone from San Francisco to L.A. I wish there were.
Right here.
However, we do have the capacity to complete a high-speed rail link from Merced to Bakersfield.
Yeah.
I know you're the governor of everyone in the state, and those are... can you name 3 people who ever wanted to go from Merced to Bakersfield? I mean, I feel like... I'm just saying, it's like...
Let me challenge the premise, because I think in many respects this goes to, I think, the state of the Democratic Party. And I mean this with respect. The Central Valley in California is one of the fastest growing parts of the state. It's predominantly rural, yes. It's predominantly Republican, yes. But it's an incredibly important part of the state. And I think we at our own peril, we talk down to people in the Central Valley. And I think a lot of people extend that as part of the problem with the Democratic brand. All of us want to be protected. We want to be respected. We want to be connected. And I think they have a right to have this kind of investment as much as the coast.
I really wasn't attacking those people, but good turn.
But I think it's a...
No. That's why I think it's why you'd be a good candidate. You played this game well. No, I mean it.
Better than anybody.
In the best way. This is from my old book. Regulators, administrators, inspectors, contract reviewers. These are all the people involved. Project managers, fee assessors, special commissioners, zoning officers, consultants, contractors, lawyers, lobbyists, sometimes unions also. Can't you take a chainsaw? Can't we doge the shit out of these people?
Yeah, I get it. Look, yes, I mean, the lawyers and the lobbyists, those are the 2 most potent forces in that respect. And by the way, the biggest delay on the high-speed rail has been taking 2,270 properties under eminent domain and ultimately getting the environmental work cleared.
Great. You've got this podcast. You're talking to people. You know, it's amazing to me that even that is controversial to some people. They call it platforming. If you talk to someone you don't agree with.
Yeah.
I feel like this country is divided into owners and healers. People think you can own the other side. Yeah, well, Gavin Newsom owned DeSantis. Yeah. DeSantis destroyed Gavin Newsom.
Crowd roars when Bill Maher Puts him in his place.
But you're right. I mean, this idea that we can't even have a conversation with the other side.
You have to. They won.
Thank you. That's it. Bottom line. This notion of cancel culture, you've been living it. You've been on the receiving end of it for years and years and years. That's real. And Democrats need to own up to that. They've got to mature about this.
So what do you say to people who say, well, this sounds all very good, but Governor, you were the poster boy for a lot of this stuff. I see today the Trump administration they talked about, I don't know if this is true, but they talked about the fact that California had a rule that schools cannot be required to notify parents if their kids in school have changed their gender, their pronouns. That's the kind of thing, even though it doesn't affect a lot of people, that makes a lot of people go, well, you know what? That's the party without common sense.
Listen to this.
Now, if that's your state, how are you?
Well, I just disagree with that. I mean, the law was you would be fired. A teacher would be fired if a teacher did not report or snitch on a kid talking about their gender identity.
They should be.
I just think that was wrong. I think teachers should teach. I don't think they should be required to turn in kids.
Yes,
and by the way,
we're talking about their parents. How can you snitch? The idea of a snitch and a parent to me doesn't compute.
Well, I don't. But what is the job of a teacher? It's to teach. If Johnny's talking about some identity issue or some issue about liking someone of the same sex, is the teacher's job to then report that? By the way, in this law, the teacher can still do that, but they can't be fired if that's what it can't be fired if that's not what they do. And that's something I think is I just think that was fair.
You see how they think? There's no common sense. If my boy goes to school as a boy and then he goes into the change room and puts on a dress, I want to know about it. The school has a duty to tell me that my kid is suffering from mental illness because my kid needs support. That tells me that he might himself. The school's got to tell me.
I feel like we don't have time anymore for the old bull. You know, the old, are you running for president? Well, you know, there's an exploratory committee and I'm looking at it. I'm happy with my job as governor. I mean, your future is not in California. Your future is in Iowa. Let's dispense with the bullshit. We need someone who's going to be the champion. Are you going to do it or not? Just come on, tell us. We don't have time for the bullshit.
So slimy.
By the way, I deeply respect that. I can't stand the bullshit as well. And I mean that. So look, but this is not my purpose or passion. It's not my meaning. It's not everything. The cynicism that's out there, that every move he's making is some move to some longer term strategy or short term strategy.
No, just that you're a guy who could do it, who could get it done, who could win.
Well, I deeply respect that. I respect the question, but I don't have any grand plans as it respects to that. I'm trying to do best I can. I'm also trying to be accountable. By the way, you want things to change, you got to change. And that's what the podcast is about. That's my recognition of where we're weak.
Can I do it?
You got to call balls and strikes.
Can I be on your podcast?
You want to come on the podcast?
It's hard to have credibility when you're running California. You know what I mean? I love California. It's my favorite place. But to live there? Wow. How can anybody afford it? Anyways, I just loved watching Bill roast this guy. I got a kick out of it. I thought I'd share it with you. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.